And Tyson's dropping people in sparring. He looks the best shape and the strongest he's ever been is what his coaches are saying. And so I know on November 15th, it's going to be a war, but I just plan on outboxing him and showing the world what I'm capable of. And
in a highly anticipated showdown, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will meet at AT&T Stadium in Dallas on November 15th. This seemingly improbable matchup took shape after Tyson and Jake shared a fight card in 2020 when Tyson faced Roy Jones Jr. For Tyson, it's all about the thrill and love of boxing rather than money. For Jake, it's a defining step from social media star to serious contender.
November 15th in Dallas at the AT&T Stadium. Man, how did this fight come about and how you feeling in your training?
Hey, listen, I really don't know. I had fought the exhibition with Roy Jones.
Yes.
And he was on the card. And as time went on, he started building a name for himself. It was a no-brainer that the two of us should get together, and we made a decision to do it.
As the fight draws near, Tyson hasn't held back his intentions. With a sharp message, he warned Jake of his plans, boldly stating that he aims to knock Jake out. The statement made it clear that Tyson is not treating this as a casual exhibition match, but as a serious opportunity to demonstrate his power once again in the ring.
Different date, same fate. I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Jake, never one to back down, quickly accepted Tyson's challenge. He signed the contract without hesitation, firmly stating, "I'm coming for you." For fans, Jake's quick response reflects his unyielding confidence and readiness to step up, despite the immense challenge he faces.
coming for you, Tyson.
The age gap between the fighters has become a topic of widespread discussion among fans. Tyson, now 58, brings decades of skill and experience, while Jake is in his athletic prime. Many wonder if Tyson's seasoned expertise can counter Jake's youthful vigor and potential physical advantage, adding an element of intrigue to the fight.
This is the toughest fight I've had to date against the most experienced opponent. It's at heavyweight, and Tyson's dropping people in sparring. He looks the best and the strongest he's ever been is what his coaches are saying. And so I know on November...
On a recent podcast, Tyson's impressive, super bulky physique drew admiration, sparking playful debate over whether sheer muscle alone could secure victory. Jake humorously joined in, suggesting he might bet against Tyson due to his size and pointing out that bulk doesn't guarantee a win.
I did weigh 231 last night, so I did do a fast this morning to drop down some weight. But Tyson's looking super bulky.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm betting against you.
Muscle don't win fights.
Reflecting on the sport's past, Tyson shared his disappointment in how modern boxers sometimes avoid tough opponents. In the 80s, fighters took on all challengers, and wins or losses were met with pride and respect. Tyson's decision to face Jake shows he still values this mindset, rejecting the notion of sidestepping a fight for a more strategic path.
Oh, listen, it was different because we would call you so many bad names in front of your family and talk about you can't, look how you look in front of your wife, a coward. I would say so many bad, we back then in the 80s and people were verbal, a lot of verbal humiliation, talking crazy to each other. And we had pride, so everybody fought everybody. No one ducked anybody. And then he made more money because then they knew that was a great fight. Even though he lost here, let's fight this guy. Let's fight. Listen, this is the thing. It has nothing to do with you losing. It depends on how you lose. You lose spectacularly, hey, they're gonna always use you. Depends on how you lose. You can lose and win at the same time.
As he prepares, Tyson notes that getting back in shape for his Roy Jones Jr. fight took dedication, yet he embraced the challenge and pushed through. While he acknowledges the physical toll of training, Tyson remains open to future bouts. Jake, on the other hand, views this fight as an opportunity to prove he's more than a social media personality.
He was on the card, and as time went on, he started building a name for himself. It was a no-brainer that the two of us should get together, and we made a decision to do it.
How much, at 58, right?
Yes.
How much at this stage in life do you enjoy doing this stuff, or is the business just too good to walk away from?
This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good and I can do it. And I feel I can beat this guy.
Come on. Well, we're going to be in the building. I'm going to be there. Speaking of the exhibition with Roy, like, when that exhibition happened, man, I felt like it was two of my uncles fighting at the barbecue, man, because I was like,
you know that feeling?
I'm like excited, like they back fighting, but I'm also nervous, like, man, it can.
Jake has described Tyson as his toughest fight to date, admitting the difficulty of facing such a legendary opponent. But he also made clear that his goal is to knock out a boxing icon, a statement that sparked excitement and skepticism among fans. This balance of respect and ambition adds another layer of intensity to the bout.
Are saying, and so I know on November 15th it's going to be a war, but I just plan on outboxing him and showing the world what I'm capable of and coming alive in the moment and knocking out one of the best to ever do it.
Aware of public scrutiny, Jake anticipates mixed reactions to the fight's outcome. He predicts that if he wins, some may dismiss the victory due to Tyson's age. This acknowledgement shows Jake's awareness of the stakes, as he prepares himself for both praise and critique.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are, wondering, Jake, why are you doing this? Like, even if you beat him, they're going to say, oh, he was old or whatever. But to me, Mike Tyson wanted to fight.
Jake has drawn parallels between Tyson and Muhammad Ali, emphasizing the weight Tyson's name still carries in boxing. His respectful comparison highlights Tyson's status as a symbol of the sport's greatness, raising the stakes for Jake to prove himself. For fans, this comparison amplifies the emotional weight of the fight.
He's one of the most famous boxers in the world to ever do it. Him, Muhammad Ali. And to step in there with someone of his nature is an honor. It's a dream come true, and it's going to be a spectacle on net.
By taking on Tyson, Jake hopes to redefine his image beyond his online persona. He knows that many view him as a YouTuber first and a boxer second, so he's determined to be seen as a true competitor in the ring. To Jake, this fight is a step toward building an identity based on grit rather than social media fame.
Face to face with Tyson a few times already, brother. He hasn't bitten your ears off, so to speak. But has he bitten off more than he can chew with you, though, bro? Your final pitch. Let's go. Roll it out.
Yeah, 1000%. People just think I'm this nice, crazy, smiley social media content creator. I like to have fun. I've always been the class clown, but I'm a killer. This is what I was bred to do. This is my destiny.
Jake has even openly declared his ambition to become a world champion, a bold statement that has sparked mixed reactions. Some see his confidence as inspiring, while others view it as overconfidence. This ambition has led to debates over his future in the sport and where he truly fits in boxing's competitive landscape.
This is my destiny. On November 15th, I will stop him and become the face of boxing. And whether people hate that or love it, they're going to have to accept it because I was born to do this and I will be world champion.
Tyson confirmed that this would be a sanctioned match rather than an exhibition, intensifying fan interest. This decision underscores his commitment to treat the event seriously, avoiding the casual format of exhibition bouts. Fans now expect a full-throttle fight, one closer to a traditional competition.
Absolutely, yeah.
How are you feeling about that upcoming fight?
I'm looking very much forward to it, and I put in the work, so I'm not really worried about anything. I put in the work. It's nothing else I can say. I put in the work.
For Tyson, fear remains a motivating force, something he has openly discussed. He admits it drives him in the ring, a sentiment that has sparked discussion among fans. Some view it as a source of strength, while others wonder how it might affect his performance, adding a psychological dimension to the fight.
And when you look at a guy like Jake Paul, so whether it was Jake Paul or anybody else, there would still be that fear in
Absolutely. If it was my sister, my daughter, I would still have that fear. I wouldn't fight if I didn't possess it.
Do you feel like that too, Kamaru? How do you channel the fear a little bit?
I do.
Tyson has dismissed age as a barrier, claiming it's simply a human construct. This statement challenges traditional views on aging in sports, reflecting his self-belief and confidence in his abilities. For Tyson, age has become irrelevant, as he intends to fight with the same fire he's always had.
Somebody told you how old you are. Julius Caesar had a big ego. He wanted the extra month, so he said, I'm going to create July. So how old are you? These people are creating months and years to make people a certain particular age. You really don't know how old you are. You don't know how old. I don't know how old I am. People design their own calendar. So we don't know how old we are. We know what people tell us how old we are. We know what people tell us we should be retired by this age. That's what they tell us. Our man's biggest downfall is to believe he has limitations. And that's what we do when we believe we're a certain amount of age. I don't think I'm 58. Do you think I feel 58? When I'm fighting them young niggas in the gym and they're bashing me, them big bashing them back. You think I feel 58?
Reflecting on the nature of boxing, Tyson noted that fighting draws those kinds of people, suggesting that boxing was never meant to be clean. This perspective highlights the primal appeal of the sport, a view fans recognize as part of Tyson's deep understanding of boxing's intensity.
No. Like, if anything, he's cleaning the sport, Mike. If anything, if he does
fighting would never be a clean sport. It wasn't meant to be clean.
Tyson describes this fight as the biggest of his life, an assertion that has surprised fans who remember his storied career. For Tyson to declare this bout as a personal pinnacle speaks to his high level of commitment. The statement has added emotional weight to the fight, underscoring its significance.
Yeah. This is a highly anticipated fight because, like you mentioned, you know, there's no limitations to what you can do. And I saw that in your last outing with
But you know what's so crazy? Come on. I'm 58 years old. I'm fighting the biggest fight of my life. Isn't that crazy?
Aware of Jake's polarizing image, Tyson acknowledged that hate sells better than love, hinting at Jake's ability to drive viewership. Tyson's remark reflects his understanding of modern sports psychology, where personality plays a crucial role in attracting an audience. This insight has given fans a new perspective on the matchup.
And he brings in the...
Well, that's from hate. There's nothing more, there's no bigger finance than hate. Hate sells more than love, but love is more powerful than hate.
Whoa!
As the fight approaches, Tyson has also cautioned Jake against taking a defensive stance, suggesting that trying to hide in the ring would only make the fight harder. Tyson made it clear he expects a direct confrontation. His comments reflect his preference for a head-on approach, setting the tone for an intense clash.
He won't have to wait. He don't have to find me. All the running I'm gonna do is right at him. He ain't got to worry about finding me.
Former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis weighed in on the fight, warning Jake Paul not to underestimate Tyson. Mike still has power in those fists, Lewis said. He explained that Tyson's experience in the ring will likely overshadow Paul's advantages of youth and speed. One wrong move, and Jake could find himself on the canvas.
We certainly are. Yeah. Talk to the schmo for a second. We thought it'd be an exhibition, but it's going to be a real fight. You know this man well. Mike Tyson, he's fighting Jake Paul. What are your expectations for that big fight in Dallas, Texas?
I think it's going to be a good fight. I mean, you know, Mike Tyson, what he does is two-dimensional. He's going to come at you, trying to knock you out. Now, you got to try and stay away from him. Stay away from his power.
Furthermore, Mike Tyson's former coach, Teddy Atlas, explains why he is a fan of Jake Paul. He highlights Jake's dream and determination to transition from YouTube to boxing, praising his commitment to the sport.
I'm actually a fan of Jake Paul's, and I'll tell you why. The American dream. He had a vision, he had a belief. He went out there, he took all his YouTube, whatever you call those freaking things, all his YouTube followers. He went to a different platform, to a different arena. As I said, he had a vision for what he was gonna do. And you know what? He had the guts, he had the determination to go out there and color in that vision.
Teddy Atlas continues by sharing his respect for Jake Paul, despite all the criticism Paul has received. He notes that while many dismiss him for fighting older or less skilled opponents, Jake has taken real risks by stepping into the ring with seasoned fighters, even if they come from MMA backgrounds. Atlas's comments add context to Paul's journey in boxing. Atlas highlights that Jake Paul didn't just rely on his fame. Instead, he put in the work to learn the sport properly. While Jake is still developing his skills, Teddy believes he deserves credit for his progress so far. This acknowledgement leads into Paul's recent fight with Tommy Fury. Atlas also mentions Jake Paul's fight with Tommy Fury, in which Jake lost but still performed competitively. Teddy respects how Paul continues to learn and improve, viewing him as a dedicated fighter who has earned his place through hard work. In a playful moment, Jake faced his own fears when he took a lie detector test with his brother Logan. The test exposed some nervousness about facing Tyson, confirming that even Jake has some concerns about the fight. His vulnerability shows he understands the gravity of going up against a legend.
Do you believe that I will actually beat Mike Tyson?
Yes.
What the f?
Do you believe you'll actually beat Mike Tyson?
Yeah. I'm not hooked up to the lie detector.
Well, fuck is that? All right, Jake Paul. Do you really think that you're gonna beat Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well,
I'm nervous.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tyson's rigorous training has also left fellow fighters like Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo in awe. Tyson shared that he runs 4 miles daily and rose 7,000 strokes in 2 days, revealing his relentless preparation. The grueling regimen underscores Tyson's readiness to compete at full strength.
I get up in the morning, I do the road work.
How many miles?
The base was 4 miles. on the treadmill 415. I can't do it outside. People fuck with me.
Yeah.
Right, so I go on the treadmill. And then after that, I do the rower for like, I don't know. I might do, this is on the real too. I might do 3,000 rows. Then come back later, do another 3,000. Yeah. Then the next morning, do another 3,000. I got 7,000 rolls within a day and a half.
Recently, Jake mocked Tyson by wearing a fake belly in a video, playfully bulking up to imitate the legend. While Jake's antics have entertained fans, Tyson remains focused, dismissing Jake's inexperience. He expects Jake might try to run during the fight, promising to catch him and slaughter him if he attempts to evade.
Yeah,
Okay, my man. Let's get down. Let's get down with this. November the 15th.
Yeah.
AT&T Stadium.
Very
Mike
close.
Tyson. Mate, I can see you smiling from ear to ear. You're ready to rock and roll already. You've achieved so many things in your professional life. And we as fans always debate, this was his best performance, this was his best knockout, this was this was that. I want it from you. I want to know from you.
Roy Jones has suggested Jake may be too inexperienced, as he's often seen on social media instead of training. Recently, Jake mocked Tyson by bulking up in a video, wearing a fake belly to tease him. In response, Tyson simply prepares, undistracted by these antics. Mike Rashid, a YouTuber, believes Jake has no chance, saying, "There's no way in the multiverse that Mike Tyson can be beat by a guy like Jake Paul." Fans are counting down to November 15th to see if Jake rises to the challenge or if Tyson's power remains unstoppable.
Mike Tyson loses to Jake Paul, does it affect his legacy?
There is no possible chance in this universe or the parallel universe or metaverse that it is possible that Jake Paul will beat Mike Tyson. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. If Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson, I will not talk for 3 months. I'll fight. I want to fight Jake Paul. I would beat Jake Paul without training. I'm sure somebody in his camp is watching this. Tell them.
No weight training,
Nothing.
How many rounds?
I would knock him out. Probably like 2.
Tyron Woodley provided a compelling analysis of the upcoming fight, highlighting it as balanced due to Mike Tyson's age and the fact that he's past his prime. He noted that while Tyson's previous fights were marked by fierce intensity, Jake Paul still has a realistic chance in this matchup. Woodley emphasized that Paul is in a favorable position. If he wins, he earns respect, and if he loses, he can justify it by citing his tough opponents like Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, and the Diaz brothers.
It's a very even fight, to be honest. It's even because of the age of Mike Tyson, and it's
okay.
I think it's an even fight because of the age of Mike Tyson. He's completely, obviously, out of his prime. When in his prime, most of his fights were almost attempted murder. So literally, Jake would have stood a chance. Nobody would even commission or sanction a fight against him and Mike Tyson. And Jake's always on a win-win situation. He's fighting guys that, if he lose, you lost to this guy, you lost to Tyron, you lost to Anderson Silva, you lost to Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz or whatever. So he's always in a position where if he wins, he goes up. If he loses, it's like, okay, he took a risk, he took a chance. So
Adam Smith expressed his mixed emotions about Mike Tyson's return to the ring at nearly 60, describing it as both somber and captivating. He viewed Jake Paul's participation with a hint of skepticism, but admitted that it would draw viewers for the entertainment value. Smith also commended the addition of Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano to the event, highlighting their fight as a genuine display of boxing amid the surrounding spectacle.
It is sad in many ways that he's coming back at nearly 60, but it's one of those things that you just can't take your eyes off. You're going to watch it. Jake Paul doing his own thing. It's I don't know. It's cynical for me a little bit, but at the same time, people are going to watch. It's entertainment in quotes. I love the fact that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano have got a terrific fight on the bill. So
Stipe Miocic shared his enthusiasm for Jake Paul's upcoming fight on November 15th, forecasting that Paul would surprise the world once more. He urged Paul to stay on his current course, reassured him that success was on the horizon, and expressed both pride and support for him.
I appreciate that. Hey guys, thanks for having me on, and I can't wait for November 15th, man. You're gonna shock the world like you always do, and you got good things coming your way, and you keep doing what you do, brother. Proud of you.
As November 15th approaches, the question looms. Can Jake Paul conquer the legend, or will Mike Tyson's indomitable spirit remind the world why he's still Iron Mike? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.